In the previous video on muscle contraction, we discovered what the organized structure of skeletal muscles looks like. The layer within the layer contains various substances enclosed in it. But the question of the day is, how does this muscle contraction occur? To learn about it, we have to dive deeper into the structure of skeletal muscles. The smallest unit of the skeletal muscle, known as the sarcomere, has a structure like this. Now, the main culprits responsible for the muscle contraction are two myofilaments. These myofilaments are myosin and actin. To learn the whole mechanism of muscle contraction, let us look at the structure of both these molecules. If we observe the structure of myosin under a microscope, we can see that a myosin has. The myosin molecule is made up of 6 chains, 2 heavy chains, and 4 light chains. The heavy chains wrap around each other to form a double helix, with 2 globular structures called myosin heads at one end. The light chains are part of the myosin heads and help control their function during muscle contraction. Multiple myosin molecules come together to form a myosin filament. The central part of the filament is made up of bundled tails of the myosin molecules, while the heads extend outward to the sides. These extended heads, along with their attached arms, are called crossbridges. The crossbridges have hinges that allow the heads to move away from or closer to the body of the myosin filament. The length of each myosin filament is the same, around 1.6 micrometers. However, there is a section in the center of the filament where there are no crossbridge heads for about 0.2 micrometers because the arms extend away from the center. To ensure that the crossbridges are distributed evenly around the filament, it is twisted in a way that each pair of crossbridges is displaced from the previous pair by 120 degrees. This twisting allows the crossbridges to extend in different directions around the filament. Then the other basic structure is known as actin. The structure of actin goes like this. The actin filament is like a twisted rope made up of 2 strands. Each strand is composed of smaller molecules called G-actin, which are joined together to form a long chain. Attached to each G-actin molecule is a molecule called ADP. These ADP molecules are believed to be important for muscle contraction. The actin filament has active sites, which are like special docking points, and these sites are spaced out along the filament. They are staggered, meaning they don't line up exactly on both strands of the filament. These active sites are where the crossbridges of the myosin filament interact to cause muscle contraction. The actin filament is about 1 micrometer long, and its ends are inserted firmly into structures called Z-discs. The ends of the filament stick out between the myosin molecules. In simple terms, the actin filament is a twisted structure made of smaller units. It has special spots where the myosin crossbridges can connect, leading to muscle contraction. The filament is a certain length and is anchored at its base, while its ends extend between the myosin molecules. Now, it is important to know that actin does not exist alone, but it has 2 proteins attached to it all the time. These proteins are tropomyosin and troponin. Tropomyosin is a long protein with a certain weight and length. It wraps around the sides of the actin filament in a spiral shape. In its resting state, the tropomyosin molecules cover the active sites on the actin strands. This means that the actin and myosin filaments cannot interact and cause muscle contraction. Contraction only happens when a specific signal causes tropomyosin to change its shape. This change in shape uncovers the active sites on the actin molecules, allowing them to interact with the myosin filaments and initiate muscle contraction. The next protein is troponin. Along the sides of the tropomyosin molecules, there are other proteins called troponin. Troponin is actually a group of 3 protein subunits that are loosely bound together. Each subunit has a specific role in controlling muscle contraction. The types of troponin are troponin I, troponin T, troponin C. Remember these with a mnemonic TIC. The first subunit, troponin I, strongly attaches to actin. The second subunit, troponin T, binds to tropomyosin. The third subunit, troponin C, has a strong attraction to calcium ions. This complex of troponin molecules helps attach tropomyosin to actin. The troponin's affinity for calcium ions is believed to start the contraction process in muscles. Now, the blend of these myosin and actin molecules gives rise to the muscle contraction mechanism. Let us learn about the process in detail in the next section. Welcome to sqadia.com, your one-stop destination for medical online learning. Dive into our extensive catalog of in-depth animated videos, meticulously tailored for students, residents, and even practicing healthcare professionals. With over 40 medical courses available, covering topics from the fundamental anatomy to the complex endocrinology and everything in between. Explore various teaching styles. Engage with our immersive videos, purposefully designed to make learning not only incredibly enjoyable but exceptionally effective. To get started on your path to excellence, take advantage of our exclusive free trial and gain immediate access to a wealth of educational resources. sqadia.com, your journey to exceptional medical education begins here.